Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to Circling Seattle Sports. This is Charles Hamaker here with you from, I guess this is the CSS office. You can see, we've kind of got we've talked about this in past videos that we've done. We got some stuff going on the walls. We'll get a final version of our background here eventually, but regardless, we're here for another game reaction. The Kraken close out their opening road trip of the 2024-25 season. They opened the season against the Blues at home, went on a three-game road trip. They close out that three-game road trip with a win against the Nashville Predators, a 7-3 victory over Nashville. This game was tied at 3-3 going into the third and final period. Right? It could be. Well, it was tied in the third and final period at 3-3. Yes, it was tied going into that third period. And the Kraken rattle off four goals in that fourth, three unanswered before Adam Larson adds an empty netter. Pretty impressive game, you could argue, and I don't know if you need to argue, but this was the Kraken's most complete, best game of the year so far. Yes, they're just four games in, but this is a lot more of what we expected to see from the Kraken. Relentless offensive waves, of offense. There was some shifts with the lines. Oliver Bjorkstrand moved up a line, joining Jaden Schwartz and Chandler Stevenson. While Andrei Burakovsky moved down to join Ellie Tolvanen and Matty Beniers. I believe, if I'm correct, we're going to go and look at this right here really quick. CSS posts the lines every game. Yeah, Schwartz, Stevenson, Bjorkstrand as the top line, Tolvanen, Beniers, Burakovsky as the second, then McCann, Wright, Eberle, and Cartier, Gord, Tanev. That Cartier, Gord, Tanev line, while it's the fourth line listed, don't let it fool you. They were a very impressive line throughout the course of this game, and they've been really big for the Kraken in terms of generating offense. You think of the fourth line of a team, you don't normally think of them as much of an offensive driver, really. But that fourth line of Ty Cartier, Yanni Gord, and Brandon Tanev really did help create some havoc there. We look at Money Puck here, excuse me, and in terms of the on ice expected goals for that Cartier Gordtanev line led the Kraken with a .503. Um, they had 10 on ice shot attempts for. They were on the ice for two of the Kraken goals in this game. You look over at Nashville. How does that compare to Nashville? Um, yeah, that was better than any line that the Nashville Predators had in 5-on-5 play. So impressive from the fourth line there. Just great to see Joey Daccord, three goals against in the first two periods. Not great, but he had some really big saves throughout the course of this game, more towards the third period. And in that third period, to really make sure that the Kraken were going to hold on and that this game didn't go off the rails crazy. So Joey did his part there. We're seeing some of the balanced approach in terms of the goaltenders that Dan Bosma was rolling with. He told us throughout training camp in the preseason that, we were likely going to see a mixture of both of them. And we're seeing that so far through four games here. Important to get 4 of 6 points on the road, 2 wins here. You get the win in Minnesota and the shootout to begin the road trip. You get shut out in Dallas. That one's tough coming off a back-to-back. Two tough teams in Minnesota and Dallas to play, let alone in a back-to-back. And then you go into Nashville and you play the Predators team that made a big splash in free agency. They are winless so far through three games now after this loss to our Kraken, but they are a really talented team. And UC Saros is one of the best netminders in all of the National Hockey League. So that's kind of a brief look at that. We'll get into it. Starting off with our of the game. In past game reactions I've done, we've done just one player of the game, but this game was sort of reminiscent of what we saw from the Kraken in the 2022-23 season, where they had lines in waves of depth to create offense, and we saw a little bit of that today. We'll talk a little bit more about the statistics that lend a hand to that point that I just made. But I went with Jared McCann here. Jared, 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points, a 2 plus minus. He had two penalty minutes, so good called for hooking. They called him a hooker, not very nice. And three shots on goal against Jared McCann is just a guy that has proven throughout the course of his time as a Kraken. He's gonna fight for you. He's gonna be passionate. He wants to win really badly. He's got a really good shot. Was a 40 goal scorer in a Seattle uniform. So, I thought he played a really good game, but then someone who didn't maybe flash a ton in terms of the statistics, but really did make an impact in this game for the Kraken, Jamie Alexiak, defenseman Jamie Alexiak. I was kind of hard on him after the Blues game. He had a key turnover that gave up a Blues goal and then was kind of caught behind on I believe another Blues goal. Played really well in this road trip, defensively strong, stout defensive play. In this game, he had 2 assists for 2 points. He was a +4 on the night, and then a one shot on goal, just using his body more. And him and Brennan Montour on that pairing really looking good for the Kraken. And then, it's a work in progress. 4 games in, I saw there are folks, um, not necessarily in Kraken media, folks who are trying to be in Kraken media, kind of criticizing some of the stats. And I understand that. I understand with some of these contracts, especially that the Kraken have given out, you want to see production. I do get that. But, you know, when those are posted coming into this game, you're just 3 games in. It's uh, throughout the course of a season, you're going to have bad stretches over 3 games. So I don't think you get too high or too low. And having a big game against the Nashville Predators kind of shows that. If you were basing everything off that shutout loss in Dallas, you think, oh, the offense is really going to struggle. I'm not going to say they're just going to go score 7 goals a game like they did tonight, but I am saying that, you have to, especially over the course of a long season, you have to balance the good and the bad. You have to be able to understand that it is a grind and that you're not going to get 7 goal performances every game. You're also not going to get shut out every game. So don't get too high, don't get too low. But yeah, I went with Jared McCann and Jimmy Alexiak in this one. You could have gone with a number of names here, and that will lead us into our key statistics and why I said that this game was sort of reminiscent of the 2022-23 Kraken that we saw. So there are 6 players for the Kraken who had multi-point games. We'll go over that here. Adam Larson, goal and assist. Chandler Stevenson, 2 assists. Jaden Schwartz, a goal and assist. Jared McCann, a goal and an assist. Oliver Bjorkstrand, the maestro, a goal and assist. Jamie Alexiak, 2 assists there. So a bunch of guys there, 6 of them in total with multi-point games. 7 Kraken players scored goals in this one. Adam Larson, Jordan Eberle, Brandon Tanev, Jaden Schwartz, Jared McCann, Oliver Bjorkstrand, and Riker Evans all score record. It's just his second career goal that Riker Evans scored. And then 12 different Kraken players recorded at least a point in this one. Let me see here. Larson, Eberle, Stevenson, Beniers, Tanev, Schwartz, McCann, Bjorkstrand, Alexiak, Gord, Evans, and Brandon Montour. So lots to like there. And I mean, even we'll look at the face-off stuff. So just our key statistics, my big 3 key statistics, and we'll look at the stuff like the power play, and some other notes here as well. Are the 6 different players with multi-point games. 7 different players scored a goal tonight, and 12 different Kraken players tallied at least a point in this one. And then the last time that the Kraken scored 7 goals, can you guess it? I'll pause here to let you guess. If you guess January 13th of last season against the Columbus Blue Jackets in a 7-4 win at home, then you would be correct. If not, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. We'll look at it here. Oh shoot, I skipped over goaltender performance. Normally the order is player of the game, goalie, key statistics, and then special teams. Goalie. Yeah, Joey Daccord did well. I mean, he wasn't remarkably crazy or anything like that. It was none of the goals came on the oh wait. No, none of them came on the power play, but one of them did come in 4-on-4 play. Ty Cartier and Jonathan Marchessault both kind of got into it. Cartier finished a hit in the second period. Marchessault didn't like it, so he took him down. Kind of became a wrestling match at that point. Cartier got 2 for boarding. Marchessault got 2 for roughing. And 12 seconds into it, the Predators score. Brady Shea. Took advantage of some chaos. His shot hit Joey Daccord right in the chest and slipped in, so not able to fully redirect it there. Um, yeah, I wouldn't call this game too crazy for Joey. I wouldn't put a ton of blame on him. I also wouldn't say he was remarkably great. He made some spots when he needed though. That's Dave Haxel talked about this a lot, and you know, throughout the last few years when he was a coach, what matters really is if the goalie makes saves in big moments, the big save. You gotta, like stuff that affects the momentum. Um, and I think Joey did that. There was one instance where Joey had two stops on Philip Forsberg. Block had to extend, stopped him with his right leg pad, was able to stop another effort, and then there was just more chaos and around the net as Nashville kept that puck alive. Steven Stamkos from the high slot was able to get a shot off. It went off the glass behind the net and it bounced back towards goal, and Joey was able to snag it out of the air to make sure that there was no rebound, and that was really impressive. That was a big key moment for the Kraken, to that Joey was able to ensure that Nashville wasn't going to take a lead there, and to kind of keep things moving, even not let Seattle get too high or too low, and the Kraken respond with three unanswered goals. So, I mean, pretty solid 21. No, I'm sorry, 21 even strength saves, 8 for 8 saves on the power play, 1 for 1 save shorthanded. So 31 saves on the night on 34 attempts for a 912 save percentage. Yeah, not super crazy. What do we numbers got here for us per money puck in terms of expected goals and all that here? Yeah, for Joey, saved .11 goals saved above expected. So not bad. Nothing crazy there. Um, so yes, sorry. Go through the goaltender performance. I went through our key statistics. Now we'll look at the special teams. Yeah, the special teams not really clicking right yet for the Kraken in this one. They go for 0 for 2 on the power play. Um, so much of what was good to see offensively for the Kraken in this game was the movement, was the dynamic passing, getting the passing lanes better. Jessica Campbell talked about it during the second intermission with the power play. They want to see um, more execution with some of those key passes, and that's something that our one of our Kraken writers, Sylvia, at Badnans on Twitter, has said that the passing, you have to be better with that passing, you have to be more effective, you have to be intentional with those passes, and Jessica Campbell highlighted that. Um, and so we haven't quite seen that yet. I believe that the Kraken are now 1 for 8 on the power play or 1 for 9, so not great to begin the year, but it's a work in progress. You're working with um not a completely new coach because she's been around with Coachella Valley, but for the Kraken and their power play unit is new. Um so not too great in terms of the penalty kill. Nice to see the Kraken go 2 for 2 on the kill. The Predators certainly have a lot of talent that they can use on the power play. So to be able to shut them out there, especially in some of the chaos that the Predators were able to cause, not necessarily on the power play, but the forecheck that the Predators had in this game really put a lot of pressure on Seattle, and that resulted in two of those goals that we saw. Um, so, to be able to hold the Predators scoreless on the power play, I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with that. So we'll look at some of the other key stats in this one. Nashville is a heavy, talented team, and they showed that in the hits, leading Seattle 28-22. This game is even in terms of giveaways, with both teams at 2 takeaways. Seattle 6-5 block shots, 18 block shots. This was something that Jordan Eberle's talked about this. James Schwartz has talked about this a lot as well. But in terms of being selfless, in terms of showing that will to win, the buy-in that some people have talked about, 18 block shots for the Kraken in this one, 8 by Nashville. I know that block shots is a statistic that we track in our game day statistics graphics. So you're going to want to follow us on all social media. We post our game day graphics, and block shots is one of our defensive stats we like to look at. Seattle came in this game 15 and a half shots blocked per game. That's good for 20th in the National Hockey League. So nothing crazy. You're kind of on the lower end, but nice to see 18 shots blocked. Help your goalie out, kind of, stopping some things there. And they blocked 18 shots. And you say, well, that might not be good. You want to let the goalie see some of those shots. Yes, the Kraken did do that as well in the actual game itself. They were able to let Joey see some of these shots come in, help him get into some rhythm. So, penalty minutes even at 6-6. So nothing super crazy here. There was some rough stuff in the first two periods. Kind of calmed down in the third. I talked about the Cartier and Marchessault hit. The Kraken Twitter account posted some funny stuff where there was a skirmish, I believe. I want to say it was the first period. Might have been the second, but Yanni Gord was in the middle of it, and of course he was smiling away, so no one's surprised there. Um, but yeah, just some rough stuff, but thankfully it was all kind of sorted out. We look at the shots. Let's look at the shots. Um, Something I remember, I think it was Dan Bilesma was said after the home loss to the Blues to begin the season is wanting to see a little bit more shooting the puck. Kraken did win the shots on goal number in this one overall 36-34. Led in the first period 13-12, lost in the second period 11-13, but did win in the third period 12-9. So looking at all those stats there, nice to see that. Nice to see some wins for the Kraken. And block shots is a key one that we're going to try to keep track of throughout the course of the year. So yeah, nice to see that. That'll kind of wrap up my thoughts on this one. Nice to get the big win to close out the road trip, getting those wins in Minnesota. Now, here in Nashville, it's important to get these wins early. Last year, there were so many loser points or missed games, missed opportunities, blown leads. The 2-goal lead, the Kraken did blow a 2-goal lead in this one as well. So, it's nice to get the 2 points. It's nice to get the early momentum, especially with a new group. Integrating Chandler Stevenson, integrating Brendan Montour, having Shane Wright here as a full-time NHLer. It's important to build that early, get some juice flowing, help the chemistry build just a little more. So we look ahead. The next Kraken game comes in 2 days. The Kraken will host the Philadelphia Flyers on Thursday, October 17th, with a puck drop of 7 p.m. Pacific time at Climate Pledge Arena. By the time I'm recording this, the Flyers and the Edmonton Oilers are tied 2-2 with 42 seconds left in the second period, and the Flyers are on the power play. So, actually, I do want to check how have the Flyers done so far this year. I haven't kept too much track of them, despite our writer Jade being a Philly fan there. Okay, 1 goal, 1 win, 1 loss for the Flyers through 2 games, and currently tied with Edmonton. For the sake of the division, would like to see the Flyers pull out there. So that game against the Flyers on Thursday is the first of a 5-game homestand. So big opportunity for the Kraken. Early in this season, you get the 2 wins on the road. You want to build some momentum. 5 games at home over a span of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 days at home, and then there's 2 days after that last game, so maybe 13, 14 days at home in your own facility, at your own building, some comfort there. Keep building the early momentum, the chemistry, and all that. So that game will be on King 5, the Kraken Hockey Network, Kong, and NBC SP. I want to see if there's any. We will pause this so I can. Sorry about that. I wanted to get the promotional and giveaway nights for you here, the group nights as well. So this game against the Flyers, for all fans coming in attendance for that game, is the Magnet Schedule night. So you'll get the full magnetic schedule for the 2024-25 season for our Kraken as presented by Alaska Airlines. And then the group night tickets available. It's University of Washington night for the Kraken. If you go to the promotional and group night section of the Kraken tickets on their website, you have to pay for the specific ticket through the specific link. You get a special Kraken X UW hat. We'll put the graphic over my face right now. And I believe if I click this link for my point right now, there's only 4 tickets left for that. So if you're seeing this and you want to get that, you want to jump on that now. So till we see you next time, take care of yourselves, be well, and do whatever you can to make today a great day. See you later.
Hey, Charles.
Hey, Jen.
Hey. Where are you going to watch all those Kraken away games?
Kraken away games, making a push. I was thinking of coming here just because Rough and Tumble is the home of Circling Seattle Sports, only if that's okay with you.
I mean, I love that idea. Hope to see you here.